A modest university in the heart of Tokyo. All of its faculties are housed on a single campus. Here, you'll find value unlike other major universities.
You have a grasp on it as a kind of...
You'll find a professor who encountered new value in their life's work in Tokyo.
I think what I'm really interested in is what makes Tokyo special, which is really those independently owned small-scale eateries, which are often also drinking spots, and sometimes cafes. How do they survive economically, culturally? So I think it's an interesting part of Tokyo's life that you have so many small places.
You'll find a student who, while forging their future, encountered the wonder of Japan's traditional culture.
Traditional Japanese culture is all about caring about other people with omoyari. I want to become the gear in society that people can be kind to each other, have empathy to each other.
You'll find another student who discovered a challenging goal and found their calling.
I wanted to be the tool for the children in El Salvador, at least, for the impoverished communities, so that they can achieve their dreams and they can achieve the life that they would like to live, and give them some hope, give them some motivation that they can actually do that, and they can use us to do that.
What else can be found and learned here? We follow three individuals as they open the doors of possibility at this university in Tokyo. Tokyo, the world's largest metropolis, where Japan's politics, economy, and culture are concentrated. Captivated by the fusion of cutting-edge innovation and tradition here, many visitors from overseas come each year. At the heart of Tokyo stands Sophia University, a wide-ranging university with an international student body from over 90 countries on a single campus. 9 undergraduate and 10 graduate school faculties in fields ranging from the humanities to the sciences.
But because I was connected, obviously, to my mother, and I felt...
Among them, their extensive English language education program attracts a diverse range of students and faculty from around the world, with many globally minded alumni.
I think Tokyo is full of life and it's just really fun. Sophia is actually like the center of the Tokyo. It's easy for me to access to different kind of opportunities. I really like how Japan is very safe.
The Chancellor describes these characteristics of Sophia University as a Global One campus.
We had, from the beginning, the founders were international group Jesuits. One from Germany, one from France, one from England. So they came here and established this university. So therefore, it started with an international character. And then we had more international professors teaching here. And that's one of the reasons that it is known as an international university. And the students are able to take classes in any departments and within a walkable distance of 2 to 3 minutes in the campus, which is a special character of a university. And we want to continue this one campus in the center of Tokyo to be an international campus.
I always wonder if there's a backstage.
Professor James Ferrer of the Faculty of Liberal Arts was inspired by a hitchhiking journey through Europe to Taiwan, developing a strong interest in China and Southeast Asia. This led him to pursue graduate studies in sociology at the University of Chicago. After earning his doctorate, he conducted research in Shanghai and Tokyo before joining Sophia University in 1998. Currently, he is focusing on the food culture of the Tokyo metropolitan area, exploring the factors that support community development from a sociological viewpoint.
What makes Tokyo so special, which I think is really the sort of scale of things in Tokyo, is very, very small. You know, very small restaurants, very narrow streets. You have the yokocho, you have these little bitty independent eateries. And I think that's what's made my urban studies career, sort of moving from Chicago as a kind of school of sociological study to Shanghai, a city where you can really apply a lot of that to a booming global city, and into Tokyo, really, where you can see that on a micro scale.
Nishi-Ogikubo lies slightly removed from the busiest parts of the city. Ferrer's current research field is located here. The streets are lined with traditional eateries and stylish boutique shops, most of which are individually owned. As the area begins to come alive at dusk, Ferrer heads out.
So, I think we'll go over to Yanagi Koji. So Yanagi Koji is the old alleyway that's kind of almost the spiritual center of Nishi-Ogikubo. And this street here is also like everything in a city like Tokyo. And Tokyo is a city that has a lot of history, but it's also a city that's constantly changing. So some of that shop there dates back to the 50s, but most of the places here, this will be the 4th or 5th generation of the places that have been here. So I think really the most interesting thing about Nishi-Ogi is we still have this human scale architecture, like these tiny little shops that you can go into, and immediately when you go inside, you're like a regular customer because you're going to be talking to people that are sitting there. Like you can come along and sit on this little bar here. Almost every restaurant is a small restaurant, and some of them are really tiny, like 6 people can sit in that restaurant. Why would you open up a tiny restaurant where you're not going to make any money? You know, you're basically working really hard for a very long time, and you're never going to get rich. So why would you do that? I think I think the puzzles that are there are what motivate me, really.
A growing number of these individually run establishments are becoming owned by the younger generation.
So this is actually one of the most popular spots in the neighborhood right now. It's been opened up for about 5 years. Oh, so this is just a lemon sour, you know. It's it's got lemon in it, shochu. It's kind of light, not so heavy. One of the things, when I moved over here from Shanghai, I really noticed that this kind of place was surviving here in Tokyo. And it wasn't really doing great, but they were surviving. Whereas in Shanghai, these kinds of tiny places and old places, especially somewhat kind of dirty, rough parts of the city, were all being torn down and redeveloped by very large real estate investment companies. I mean, this young woman who runs this business, she's doing a good job I think she's doing well for herself. Many of these businesses are basically almost like community spaces. There's nothing, you know, you could call them entrepreneurs, but really they're basically also kind of community support network for the neighborhood.
COVID-19 dealt a major blow to many businesses, and many individually owned restaurants were forced to shut down.
So the pandemic had an effect here quite a bit. But surprisingly, a lot of the little tiny businesses here survived because the government gave them financial support. And that's one of the things we were studying in the research is, were they going to survive? How did they survive? So the financial support from the government really helped. But even more than that, the support from the regular customers. So the regular customers really kept these businesses alive even while they were, I guess, really threatened by the pandemic. And so most of them did survive.
Ferrer notes that in recent years, there has been an increase in restaurants run by immigrants to Japan.
So this is a family from Jeju Island. I think there also is a Japanese husband, so there's a mixed family. And they run this really great Korean restaurant here that's very popular with the neighborhood. So we have Bangladeshi migrants here, we have Koreans, we have Chinese. We used to have a Greek guy down here. We even had an Uzbeki wine bar here for a while. So it's quite a cosmopolitan yokocho, as well as being very traditional Tokyo space. So I think that's one of the things that really makes Nishi-Ogi quite special.
Next, Ferrer headed to his favorite British pub. Run by a British and Japanese couple, it offers a selection of drinks and traditional British home-cooked meals. Joining him there was one of his drinking companions, who was born and still resides in Nishiyogikubo.
Hey. Well, here we go. Here, cheers.
Cheers.
Have a New Year's party, just a neighborhood. A lot of older people go there, and I'm walking around and I meet this guy, and he's like, oh, where are you from? And he speaks English. And I was like, wow, this guy. And so then suddenly we realized that in my neighborhood, there was a guy that was really interested in food and culture, and also worked for the Japanese Ministry of Agriculture.
And the Prime Minister's office.
He introduced me to the Japanese Food Service Association. He talked about the big picture. So even though we were really neighborhood people, what he really helped me with was, because he'd worked at the Ministry of Agriculture, he introduced me to people in the ministry who were doing the spreading Japanese food culture around the world. So he really helped my research.
大切の人、ものすごい問題提起をされてるんだけど、ほとんど理解されないままに来てるわけ。これはある意味で言うと、ものすごい悲劇が社会だから、悲劇の中で2人は理解をし合うというトラジディの中であるする。
Through his friend, affiliated with the Agricultural Administration, Ferrer developed an interest in agriculture. It gave him a new way to explore local community dynamics through the lens of food.
And, getting to know why people will devote themselves to something that's not, going to make you into a millionaire or a billionaire, but something that's simply going to connect you to the community. I think that's what really got me interested in food, is that kind of question about people's work and identity. So I really appreciated Sophia, and I still do. But now I've sort of gotten out of that and into the broader city.
No, a traditional Japanese performing art with a history of over 600 years, depicting myths and historical stories through chanting and dance, is considered Japan's oldest form of theater. A new student was drawn to it and is now in training.
In the original Chinese translation now.
Matsumoto Reo, a third-year student in the Faculty of Liberal Arts, is studying East Asian religious and philosophical history. Born in Tokyo to an American father and a Japanese mother, he also spent 4 years in the U.S. After his classes, Reo headed to his No practice venue. He has been practicing No for 7 years. They begin with the utai chanting, followed by the mai dance practice. No is said to be a form of theater that depicts not only a character, but also what is deep in their heart. Performers convey the story through variations in their voice, subtle gestures, and bold foot movements. Reo's first encounter with No was at the age of 15. He says his understanding of No has deepened with his studies of East Asian culture.
小さい頃から歴史とかが好きだったので、何かこういう昔からつながれて今も継承されているものを見ても本当になんか感激したっていうか。
さっきもひねるとかかけるとか一足目ゆっくりねとかっていう話をしておりましたけれども、ああいう言葉がそうだよな、そうしたら確かに力強く見えるなとか、 かっこよく見えるなっていうそういう言葉が分かる子たちが3人できたらそれは私たちにとってはすごい財産なんですよね。
Leo interprets his instructor's words in his own way and practices to refine his skills.
バックグラウンドで2つの土壌をこう持ってそれでまた世界に広めてくださる方も心強いですよね。ここのお稽古場にいてそういう子たちが、レオ君のような方々が通ってくださることでお能が広まったりより多くの方にこう理解されるようになるってことは、嬉しいことですよね。
ある種自分も継承者の一員っていうとちょっと僭越ですけれどもやっぱり学んだからこれもでもやっぱり能も好きなので守り伝えていくその一人っていう意識が芽生えたといいますか。
Sophia University has a group dedicated to traditional Japanese performing arts. On this day, a performance was taking place. Leo, along with others who share his passion for traditional arts, helps organize and support such events.
お能に対する知識とか僕も結構質問するんですけどそれに対して全部分かりやすく答えてくれますしやっぱり勉強のこともそうですし何でもお能とかそういうことを熱心に取り組んでるなっていう感じはします。
Sophia University hosts regular performances of rakugo, a traditional Japanese storytelling art, passed down as a form of popular entertainment centered on humor. In rakugo, the performer plays multiple roles, advancing the story with only narration, gestures, and movements, accompanied by props like a fan or hand towel to stand in for various objects. On this day, a story from over 200 years ago was presented. Shunpute Daie, a graduate of Sophia University, took the stage. He initially went to work for a movie company, but after deep reflection, decided to challenge himself by entering the world of traditional performing arts.
自分の生まれた国の文化に帰ってくるっていう、そういう意味では僕もそっちなのかもしれない、いろんな世界を見てやっぱり一番の原点というか、そういうところに触れてみたいなっていう気持ちはありますね。確かにね、はい。
I really like traveling, and my favorite traveling spots would be Ishikawa and Kyoto, and also Osaka. I frequent these places whenever I have time. Temples and shrines mostly, and anything that's traditional culture related.
Leo plans to continue his studies in graduate school and further his understanding of East Asian culture.
I haven't fully developed my dream yet. I want to become the gear in society that people can be kind to each other, have empathy to each other. Traditional Japanese culture is all about caring about other people with omoyari, the concept of omoyari. So by bringing back, learning the ways of the ancient people, I think we can actually make the society better. And yeah, people becoming kind to each other, and we don't have to be cold-minded or cold-hearted all the time.
Young people can be seen picking up trash in the streets of Shibuya, Tokyo. They are members of the Givers Club at Sophia University. The club was founded by Ancheta Neriki Lisako Maria during her second year. Her father is from El Salvador. Her mother is Japanese, and she was born and raised in Mexico. Whenever she visited El Salvador since childhood, she felt deeply sympathetic to its poverty and social issues. Her desire to support children in poverty, lacking access to education, gradually grew stronger. After entering Sophia University, a turning point came when she connected with a woman involved in social activities in Japan through social media, becoming the catalyst to express her feelings.
I didn't expect her to actually reach me out, but we started to talk, and I told her my motto, what I wanted to do in El Salvador. So she helped me, and one of the things that she told me was that I should create a circle here in Japan. So I thought that was a great idea, so I just decided to create the circle, and it was really easy to create a circle. I think that's one of the benefits here in Sophia, that making a circle is really easy.
In response, over 100 students resonated with Lisako's message and joined the cause.
Most of the members are Japanese, but there is some members that are half Japanese, half from somewhere else, or there is also some exchange students that are willing to help and do some volunteering work here. Some of the members actually got it in Givers because they want to practice English. So they're willing to speak in English, they're willing to make exchange friends, international friends, and I think it's a very international environment.
Lisako first worked with the core members to develop a plan for the club. They created two categories, official members and non-official members, who only participate in the club's social events.
Official member is divided in 7 groups, which is SNS group, beach cleaning group, child support group, animal shelter group, El Salvador project group, fundraising, and management. How you're gonna do it, where you're gonna do it, how much money you need, etc. And that happens for all the groups. So each group has its own objective, and each group has to work based on that objective.
I manage social media, especially Instagram. I also want to influence other Sophia University students.
We do a lot of promotion for that event to get participants. We were focusing more on, since we've been in progress for 2 years now, we have a lot of photos to work with.
I'm sophomore now, and I'm the next leader of the El Salvador group in Givers. I felt Lisako's passion from near her, and I really want to join El Salvador project for making children's future more bright and more happy.
The main goal of Givers is to support people living in poverty in El Salvador. To achieve this objective, Lisako emphasizes to club participants the importance of listening to the voices of the locals and gaining a global perspective by interacting with people from different countries.
Some members from Givers go to El Salvador every February, March, around that time, during our spring break. And for the first year, we wanted to do more field research so that we can know what the people actually need, what they have, what problems they have, what they need, so that we can know what to provide. So we mainly focused on field research, interviews, but we didn't want to just do that, so we also gave some classes of dance, karate, and English, and Japanese, yes. And we went to 2 elementary schools and 1 high school, so we taught around maybe 200 children and high schoolers. And fortunately, everyone liked the project. All the teachers also liked the project, and they wanted it to keep going, at least for the impoverished communities, so that they can achieve their dreams and they can achieve the life that they would like to live, and give them some hope, give them some motivation that they can actually do that, and they can use us to do that.
When Lisako began living in Japan, a developed country with abundant educational opportunities, she was shocked to learn that the leading cause of death among young people is suicide.
I think it's a very depressing thing to lose lives just because the social pressure that Japanese youth feel. And I think there's also a lot of problems because of the pressure, a lot of students, a lot of youth cannot really live their dreams.
She believes that doing something for others could help save young people who are contemplating taking their own lives.
Being able to see communities, impoverished communities, can move something in their hearts. Maybe they can have some hope, maybe they can have some dreams, a new motivation for their lives. And through that, maybe they can avoid deciding to commit suicide. I think it is very important for us to promote more volunteering so that people can see more people. Volunteering can actually help oneself. The person that is volunteering can be helped through volunteering, because volunteering does not only mean to, help the other one. Obviously, the person that is helped has a lot of benefits, but the person that also helps can experience multiple new emotions, multiple new experiences. They can see new communities, they can see new people.
Lisako has the goal of starting a social work startup in El Salvador in the future.
I can keep helping children, and I can keep creating a more fair world. So in the future, I would like to create my own company that could connect Japan and El Salvador, and maybe even Mexico, since I was born and raised in Mexico, and I consider myself Mexican, so I would like to combine these three countries.
At this university, education developed based on Christian humanism has crossed the boundaries of country, language, and academic disciplines. The legacy continues.
So now we are more focused on the equity, inclusion, and diversity. That might be the Sophia's very strong point. And in the future, if possible, we would like to create the people or next generation who can contribute to creating such kind of a society for sustainable futures. We try to create the new young generation who can contribute to the society and by working for others with others.
An encounter with a life's work. Although still taking shape, learning what feels true to oneself. And an encounter with a platform to improve society. This Global One campus in Tokyo serves as a gateway to another self they aspire to become.